Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to bring you 10 things that I genuinely love that are all under £10. I wanted to try and be a little bit different with this list of items and not include things that are really popular at the moment or just things that everyone's talking about, such as the Nivea Men post-shave balm. As much as I love it as a primer, I just thought I'd try and find things that you may not have heard of or things that you may not have tried, because all of these products that I have in front of me I genuinely love and I use them all the time, and a lot of them actually are even under £5, so they're such great value for money, and also most of them are very comparable to a lot of higher end brands too. This will come as no surprise to you if you ever watch my videos or read my blog, because I'm starting with my holy grail foundation, and that is the Kiko Universal Fit Hydrating Foundation. I wear this in the shade Warm Beige 90. It's the only affordable foundation that I have ever found that just matches my skin perfectly. It's light to medium coverage, which I just love because that just means that it doesn't look too cakey on the skin. I don't like full coverage foundations. I just like my skin to just look like skin, if you like, and I love this foundation. It is buildable, it lasts all day, it's perfect for daytime wear, but I also do wear it on nights out, so you can wear it whenever you really want, and it's only £6.90. I think the shade range is great. I know that they go quite high up on their shade range because I've seen a few shades that are darker than my skin too, and every time I pass a Kiko store I always walk in the hope that they've brought out a new foundation range that also does this shade, but unfortunately they just don't go as dark as my skin, if you like, in any other range, and so this is just perfect and it's such a bargain, and you get 30ml of product in here, which is the standard amount. I just love it. If you haven't tried it, you need to, because it is amazing. Again, something that will come as no surprise if you watch my videos. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. I love this mascara because it's the only one that kind of holds a curl on my lashes. If you saw my LVL lash lift video, or even the before and after pictures on Instagram or Twitter, you will have seen that on one eye my lashes just face downwards, and it's so annoying. There's just nothing that fixes them apart from LVL, and I love that this mascara just lifts them slightly and holds a curl a lot better than any other mascara that I've tried. It has a plastic curved wand, and there's shorter bristles on the inside and longer ones on the outside. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but I can use the shorter bristles just to do my lower lash line, and it doesn't transfer, it lasts all day. I love the way that the bristles just separate my lashes. It's such a great mascara, and I think it's only £7.99. Next I have the NYX Eyebrow Gel. I wear this in the shade Espresso. I wore the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade for a good couple of years before I discovered this recently, and I actually really prefer it, and in comparison the Anastasia one is £15 or £15.50, and this one's only £5.50. I used to wear the Anastasia in the shade Dark Brown, and this is Espresso, and I find that it's slightly darker, but that just matches my hair colour a little bit better. It lasts just as long, and in fact I really like the squeezy tube because you never get too much product out, and I just use a tiny little bit on the back of my hand, use it on my brows, and they last forever. They just don't budge. I think this is such an amazing product. After the foundation, I think this is probably my next favourite, and it's one that I think I'm going to be using for a very long time. You just can't beat it on price. It's such great value for money, and I love that it doesn't come in those heavy glass jars, which makes it really easy for travelling. It is a little bit messy having to squeeze it out onto the back of your hand, but I feel like I'm always covered in swatches anyway, so that's really not that much of a problem for me. Again, something that will come as no surprise, and this is the Maybelline Eraser Eye. I always want to call it the Age Rewind. I'm so sure that they changed the name of it. I'm pretty sure because I've heard other people make that mistake too, but this is the Eraser Eye. I use this in the shade Nude. It doesn't work as a concealer for me because I have really dark circles and they only do 2 shades, this being the darkest one, and it doesn't match my skin, but I love using it to highlight. So typically I use it on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, sometimes on the Cupid's bow, on my chin, and just under my contour, but my favourite place to use it is in a triangle shape under my eyes. I just don't go over the area where I have dark circles because I find that it can look really ashy. So I use my normal concealer just sort of in the round shape, if you like, where my eyes sort of sink in, and then just on that line and taking it down the sides of my nose and going up, I use it as a highlighter, and I just think this works perfectly. I love the formula of this concealer, and I just really wish they had it in more shades. Oh, and I forgot to mention this is also £7.99. Next on my list is the Essence eyeshadow base, and this is only £2.50. I have heard a lot of people say that it's a dupe for the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I don't necessarily agree with that. I do think it's a great eyeshadow primer in its own right, but I don't think it's the same as the Urban Decay. The Urban Decay one is just a bit more stickier, and I feel like the eyeshadows just stick to it better, and also because it's a lighter shade, any bright colours you put over the top just pop that little bit more. Having said that, I do think that this is really, really great. It doesn't have that tacky feeling, and it kind of looks like a concealer, which threw me a bit because it's not remotely near my skin tone, but you can't see that. It acts as a really good primer. It's very long lasting, nothing creases on me when I wear this, and I also like that it has a wand applicator because you just sort of dot it onto your eyes and you can just rub it out with your fingers, but I think it's such great value for money, and it's only £2.50. Next I have the Sleek Contour Kit, and this is in the shade Light. This is £9.99 with the blush. As you can see, I've used the contour shade to death. I actually need to throw this out. I don't like the highlight or the blush. That's just way too shimmery, and the highlight is just way too cool toned for my skin. So even though this is £10, you can buy the duo, so it has the contour and the highlight for £6 or £7, so it's a lot cheaper. On my skin, I think that this contour shade is perfect for daytime wear because you really can't see it. You'll never have that stripe on your face. It's so pigmented, it's so creamy, and it blends really easily. But the best thing that I love about this is that it's cool toned, and that's something that's very hard to find in the drugstore. But I love it, and as you can see, I've used it to death. Next I have the Bourjois Rouge Edition Velvet in the shade Nudist. I've tried a few of these, and I have to admit that the formula does vary depending on the shade that you buy, but this has to be my absolute favourite shade. It's very Mac Mare-esque, but it's a liquid lipstick that does actually feel very velvety on the skin. It's so soft and buttery, it lasts for ages, and it isn't too drying on the lips. It is a little bit, but it's not too bad. This is what it looks like. It's just that perfect mauvey pink, and I just love it. I've had this for ages. I know they've come out with some newer shades, which I haven't tried, but it is £8.99. It lasts a long time, and I just love it. I've just realised I have quite a lot of Maybelline in here. I didn't think I owned a lot from that brand, but this is their gel liner. I think it's called the Eye Studio Lasting Drama Gel Eyeliner. It's only £7.99, and I think that this is so comparable to MAC's Black Track. In fact, I think I'd even go as far as to say that this might be slightly better than the MAC. It does take maybe a couple of extra seconds to dry completely than the MAC one does, but it's such a great formula. It's long lasting. I've never had it flaking or fading or anything throughout the day, so I think it's amazing, and it really is such a good dupe for the MAC Black Track. Next is something that I only discovered at the beginning of the year, I think, and it's one of those products that once you buy it, you just think, where has this been all of my life? I mean, I just don't know how I lived without it before, and this is the Inglot Duraline. It's a tiny little bottle. You get 9ml of product in here for £8, and it's such a great multitasking product. You can mix it with any type of makeup to make it waterproof. You can mix it with pigment. You can use it as a base for glitter. You can even scrape some of your eyeshadow off and mix it with a tiny drop of that to make like a liquid liner. I love products that are multi-use, and this one really works. I find that a lot of multi-use products are only really good for one thing, and they're kind of mediocre for the rest. But this one I just think is the perfect all-rounder. I'm going to show you because I think my Maybelline gel liner has kind of dried up. So I'm just going to use a bit of it. This is my favourite use for it. So I don't know if you can make this out, but I've just put a stripe on my hand, and this is without the Duraline, so it's kind of drying up, but it's borderline. So I think give it a few more weeks and it'll be dried out completely. I love this to prolong the life of any gel product. So what I do, it comes with a little dropper. I do find that sometimes you get a bit too much because you don't even really need a full drop. And I just, oh, okay. Don't know if you saw that, but a little drop just fell out into this, and I just like to put a tiny drop in here, get my brush, and I scrape a bit of product out onto my brush, and then I put it into this Duraline here and just mixed it together with the brush, and then I'm just going to stripe it onto my arm. I'll do a few stripes, and you can just see it's a lot easier to work with, so it doesn't drag, because I find that when I'm using products that are on the verge of drying out, they can really drag on the eye, and this just helps it just to go on really smoothly, and I just love this product. I just feel like every makeup artist needs this in their kit. In fact, I dread to think of how many products that I have thrown out that I probably didn't need to throw out. My final product is something that I've been wearing almost daily, and it's the cheapest of the lot. It comes to a grand total of £1, and it's the Primark PS Love Lip Liner in brown. I love this shade. It's the perfect Kylie Jenner 90s throwback, all the stuff that's trending right now. It's that perfect formula that's not too creamy and it's not too hard, so it doesn't drag on the lips. It lasts for a really long time, and I especially love it paired with a slightly paler lipstick, because I just find that it just makes it pop without giving me that 90s lip line, if that makes sense. And this is the shade of it. They do have, I think, 5 or 6 colours in total. I'm not sure if there's more. I have tried 6 of them, but this is definitely my favourite, my most sharpened and my most worn. Also because I pretty much do live in nude lipstick. But that concludes my top 10. Please let me know if you've tried any of these products and what you think of them. But more importantly, I would love to know what your top 10 under £10 products are. Not just because I'm a little bit nosy and I love to see what other people are using, but because I love bargains. I love finding affordable products that work amazingly well, and I just think it would be really nice to see or maybe discover some products that maybe I haven't tried or heard of, and I guess other people can do the same. So please do leave me a comment down below. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit that share button, and don't forget to tag me if you do share it. I would love to see you sharing it all over Facebook and Twitter and anywhere else that you can think of. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!